Hi again, everyone. I am now going to make LCHF cabbage rolls. Maybe I should show it this way. I'm not sure. But anyway, this is again from Dr. Uma Swaminathan's cookbook, Opos Lchf Vegetarian Recipes. So this is actually paneer stuffed cabbage rolls from her cookbook. This is part of the Tuesday dinner menu. In my last video, I'd mentioned that she has her book organized by menu. I'll talk a little bit about it, but I'll get right into it, and then we can kind of look at the recipe in a little bit. So what I have here is my 2-liter magic pot. I've added a teaspoon of water. And I've also added, actually I started it a little early. I added 1 teaspoon. I'm adding a little more butter for the base so that the rolls don't stick. Now what I'm going to do, I have here a mixture, and I'll show you how I've also done the rest of it. But this is a mixture of about 100 grams of paneer that's been crumbled. And I've added about a teaspoon of onion, a teaspoon of tomato, some chili powder, and salt, again a teaspoon each. I've also added a green chili that was not really in the recipe, but I like it a little spicy, and with paneer I always like a little green chili. So it's up to you. You can add a spice mix of your choice. According to the original recipe, it's onion, tomato, chili powder, and salt, and also a teaspoon of butter. So again, if you are vegan, you can totally cut out the butter. I don't know if it's really necessary, but if not, it definitely does add to the flavor. So if you don't mind butter, then definitely add it. Then what I'm doing is I've taken some cabbage leaves, and I have here, I'm going to show it like this. I have here about a pot of boiling water, and I'm going to dip these cabbage leaves. I have a very small cabbage, so it's actually pretty convenient for this recipe. But if you have a big cabbage, you can actually cut it and remove the thick part in between. So what I'm doing is I'm submerging this into some hot water and for about 2 minutes, so that it helps soften the leaves a little bit. And then I'm going to add the stuffing to this, and then we're going to steam it. So that's really essentially the cabbage rolls. As you can see, it's a little, you can feel the texture and feel that it is soft. Then once it is soft, I'm going to take it out. And this is water that I had boiled in my kettle, so I've put it in this, and I'm letting it soak. I'm going to do that for a couple more leaves. I'm going to maybe make 4 rolls or something with the stuffing that I have. So I'll just add 2 more leaves here. And the idea is just to make it soft so that it cooks faster, because we're only pressure cooking it for 1 whistle. So that's why this is just about enough to make it a little soft. And then I'm going to take this away, and I'll show you how I'm stuffing. I'm taking about 2 teaspoons, sort of measured it, but you can add a little or more as needed. And I'm going to roll it really tightly. So if you can see, I'm rolling it really tightly, and I'll put it face down in my magic pot. I'm going to do the same with everything. The key is to roll it quite tightly so that it doesn't fall apart, but it typically won't. So here I've got 2. And just rolling the rest while you watch. last one here. That's going to be a slightly big one because I was only planning on making 4 of them. So that's still my butter. So that's about 4 rolls. I want to make sure that nothing is coming out, so I'm going to stuff it in, and then I'm going to close it. Keep it for 1 whistle. So while that's happening, let's quickly look at the recipe again. So I prepared the stuffing, as I said, 100 grams of paneer with 2 teaspoons of finely cut onion and tomato, 1 teaspoon each of butter, chili powder, and salt. I also added a green chili in here. You can add cilantro, you can add anything else, but I wanted to stick as close as possible to the recipe. So take 2 big cabbage leaves, you can split it, and you saw the size. Dip it in boiling water, make them soft for 2 minutes. Keep 2 teaspoons of the stuffing and roll tightly. And then in your magic pot, wet the base with 1 teaspoon water, spread 2 teaspoons butter and grease the base. Place the cabbage rolls in the cooker, close and cook on high for 1 whistle. And then release pressure and it's ready. So this dish actually goes along with the tomato soup that we just made. If you look at my previous video, this is actually the Tuesday dinner recipe. I actually had inadvertently said in my last video that there was breakfast, lunch, dinner. Obviously this is LCHF and they follow, they do intermittent fasting. So you don't really have breakfast, you only have lunch and dinner. So just a correction there. But we're almost at pressure. I'm going to shut it off. I'm going to release the pressure. And our rolls will, keeping fingers crossed, our rolls will be ready. If it's not, I might do 1 more, but I have tried this before and 1 whistle is enough. So okay. Now try to scoop it out. Just give me a second. This was where my mixture was kept, so pardon the messy plate. So that's your, it's pretty done actually. It's very soft, so it's pretty done. And you can keep it for 1 more whistle if needed, but I like it a little crunchy. It is again up to you as to how you want to, how soft you want it, but the filling is really tasty. You can also substitute the paneer with cheese, and again you can add any other ingredients of your choice. So that is cabbage stuffed rolls. You may add 1 more whistle if you like it to be really cooked and not too crunchy, but do try it and let us know in your feedback. And don't forget to buy the book, Opos Lchf Veg Recipes, available on Amazon by Dr. Uma Swaminathan. Thank you.